soup time. I've got my 4 stalks of celery in here. My poor celery wilted, and we're gonna make some soup with it. And then over here, I have a ton of leftover spinach, leftover broccoli. It's all going in that soup. And then I'm gonna add some dumplings. I'm adding some split peas, onion, some beans, and we're gonna do this. Putting in my 2 cups of split peas in this. I'm gonna call it my dump soup. And we're gonna see what happens after that. So I'm doing a dump soup. I'm calling it a dump soup. And I've already dumped my celery. So I had 4 stalks of celery, dumped that in, chopped it up and dumped it in. Onions, well, 1 onion, and 2 cups of split peas, if you see they're floating on the top. And I have a bunch of leftover frozen vegetables. That's spinach, broccoli, more spinach in this one here. Let me open them. So it's gonna be basically a vegetable soup. I have some salmon that I may just toss in there too. I have more spinach here, as you can see, and broccoli. So that's gonna be my dump soup. So my split peas and my celery and onion have been simmering or boiling, and now I'm adding my yellow yam and my white potatoes. And if you notice, I cut them in bite-sized pieces because when I'm eating my soup, I do not like to have big pieces of food, root food in there that I have to bite and all of this. And this soup here will last me for a week. Some people say they can't eat leftovers, same leftovers day after day. I surely can, and being quarantined, that is what we will be eating. And the we is me, myself, and I. So it'll be, here I have my potato and yellow yam in there. So I'm gonna let that boil for about 10 minutes. And here are that's the spinach that has coconut milk in it that was frozen in the freezer. That's some broccoli and vegetables, and that's some more broccoli here. And these things have already been seasoned, so those are gonna go in last. I have some fresh spinach as well that I'm gonna put in there. And I'm gonna put some canned beans in there because I do like my hearty soup. And yes, I am going to make some spinners, some flour dumpling. And I am not putting a lot of seasoning in the pot, as I mentioned before, because all of these things here that are left over have already been cooked and seasoned. So that seasoning will go right into the soup. So the only thing that I have in there, it's onions, garlic, thyme, celery, the split peas, and for my flavor, I did dash in a little bit of jerk seasoning. And you don't have to do that. That's just for me, because I'm the one that's going to be eating it. I will continue recording. So let's continue with this dump soup here. So my potato and my yam has been cooking now for a couple minutes. So that's set. And during that time, I made some spinners. And being that I'm calling it dump soup, I'm gonna dump them in. Just dump them in. I made them tiny. Everything is bite-sized in this soup. Bite-sized. So I'm putting my dumplings in, or spinners as we call them, because I know I'm vexed with myself, because I just me and myself in the house right now. And I don't want to be upset with me, so I'm putting some dumplings in there, because you know how sometimes you just feel a little bit of flour in your soup? That's those of us that eat dumplings in our soup. So I'm putting these in. And then I have a mixture of 3 kinds of beans. I have to be delicate with this because I accidentally drained and poured all the beans into this one container. So I have black beans, great northern beans, and some chili beans. Here we go. And I'm pouring it all in. And I'm gonna go ahead and mix that in. So the dumplings are in. I put the beans in, and then I'm gonna actually put the vegetables in after the dumplings start floating, because that means my soup is done. Alrighty, so if you notice, the spinners are now floating. See them right there on the top? So what I'm going to do is, because my vegetables only really need reheating, I'm going to put them in there. That's some broccoli. And just let them go on ahead and let the heat in the soup pot already melted out. And it's going to thicken the soup a bit. See the broccoli right there. And then this other. So when you have leftovers and you're worried about what you can do with it, leftover vegetables, there goes my mixed vegetables and broccoli right in my soup. It's going to give it a nice, rich thickness and flavor as well. So I'm going to turn my heat down. You notice it's down. And let this just go ahead and warm the stuff up. And then my spinach, that I have the fresh spinach, I'm going to wait until everything's already kind of melted out. Then I'll add that to it. So here we have it, ladies and gentlemen. I put the fresh spinach in, and I went ahead and threw in a few pieces of salmon. I washed my salmon in vinegar, get off that little slimy, slick and here we have a piece of it right there. It's cooking through, and I'm just gonna let this simmer for about another 10 minutes. Not even that long, actually. Another 5 or 6 minutes. And then it'll be dinner time in a few. It's already 6:05. Try not to eat too late at night. So if you look when I spoon it up, you see my split peas, you see my dumpling, you see the spinach. So it's just a whole ball of vegetables. So those leftover vegetables can come in very handy to make yourself a delicious soup. If you're watching this, thank you so much for watching. Like it, share it with others, because it's basically a dump soup. I just dumped leftovers, added some canned beans and so forth in there. Something easy. The kids can help you to make it, and it is extremely delicious. Wish I had a bunch of folks to share it with. Don't y'all come knocking on my door, because I have taken no visitors. We're quarantined. Hee hee. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. There we go. Our dump soup is done. It's just your leftovers, and if you want to add some spinners, I added some split peas. All of these vegetables that you see are leftovers except for some of the fresh spinach. You can see some of the spinach leaves are darker than others. And I threw in a bit of salmon, some canned beans, white potatoes, and that's it. And some broccoli. And instead of wasting your leftovers, there you have it, dump soup. Don't waste those leftovers. Throw it in a pot. Get yourself some yum deliciousness. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Quick and easy meals, and healthy too.